Hey everybody, welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. Reba here, and we are in the greenhouse, and I'll also step outside of the greenhouse. We still need to finish mowing. I mowed just this little section where the greenhouse is sitting, and then a couple other spots in the yard, and I wanted to go ahead and have my son finish cleaning up the rest of the yard, and that way we can mow the rest of the yard before it gets too long and before the lawnmower has a hard time getting through it. But I wanted to take you guys along in the greenhouse today, and since I've moved the greenhouse and everything's pretty much in containers at this point, kind of wanted to just show you how things are looking right now. And so we still have some little seedlings coming up. There's one right here trying to push its way out of the seed. And so it looks like it's a tomato. It's got a fuzzy base. I'm noticing that like the peppers don't have a fuzzy base, but the tomatoes do. So I'm able to tell now. And since I'm pretty much a newbie at gardening, even though I've been gardening a little bit for the last 5 years, I still consider myself pretty much a novice, especially since I haven't grown that many different varieties of things. And I always have different things popping up in my containers that I didn't plant. So it's a real fun game. And we got a little bit of wind today. We got little fluffy clouds. You can kind of see them through the plastic, just kind of in the sky. And so there will be some noise from the wind on the greenhouse. I opened the door. It was close to 90 degrees inside of the greenhouse. And I've opened the door and now it's down to almost 80. And I have it partially open here. So I think what I'll do is when I get ready to go on out, I'll zip it down to about that height. That way it, isn't fully shut and won't get so hot in here, because I don't want it to be too hot, but I do want it to have the warmth so that the plants will grow, but I also don't want it to fry my plants. So you have that. So this is how everything's looking now. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and keep things, for the most part, the majority of the plants uncovered now. I think we're pretty much to, I guess, a somewhat safe stage with most of the plants in the greenhouse. Hopefully, I haven't seen any. The rats didn't seem to come into the greenhouse because I left some things out where they could possibly get to things. So, and I'll show you that in a second. So this is how everything's looking. I've got little toothpicks by all the yellow pear tomatoes. And then the ones that don't have the toothpicks are not yellow pear, and they are question marks. They could either be Sweeties 100s, or they could be San Marzanos, however you pronounce it. And then these are all of my my squashes, and they're getting their next leaf is coming on. So they are doing really good. I'm glad that these germinated before the rats came along, which makes me really happy. And then coming over here, I'm noticing more growth, you guys, here too. There are some other tomatoes that have popped up. I had planted some tomatoes into cells where things hadn't came up yet, and now I'm noticing, like, here's another tomato that has popped up. And then I have like these little peppers who have sprung up just in the last 2 days here and there. And then there's this one here with a little bit different leaf shape. It's a pepper as well. So things are popping up in the cells. And because when that greenhouse blew over, you guys, everything just got mixed up. So yeah, it looks like I got another tomato that's come up in this cell with this one here. And so just kind of keeping an eye on everything. It looks like I got another tomato or something coming up right there next to that. There's a little twig coming up out of the ground. But yeah, I've got some of my tomatoes are looking a lot bigger than the others, and so I'm excited about that at least. The strawberries are doing good. They're putting on their next leaves that came up. Now, are these actually Toscana strawberries? I don't know, but they were strawberry seeds. I was questioning whether or not anything was going to come up, but I do have like little nematodes or whatever they are down in the soil that keeps eating all the root systems from the seedlings. So when they come up, I pray and hope that they actually get strong and established before whatever it is it's in the soil eats them. It's the same problem that I had when I was starting my seeds indoors, and the little gnats laid their larva, and then the larva was eating all the roots. So I don't know if that's a nematode or what on earth it all is, but I do have at least 2 now that look on this end right here that look like they're going to do well. And then I have this one right there, and then another one just popped up right there. So yeah, and then I have some seeds from a Honeycrisp that have come up. They are not most likely going to be a Honeycrisp because you're going to have the master gardeners saying, oh, it's not going to be true to seed, and it may not be. It may actually be better than a Honeycrisp. You never know. So we'll just have to wait and see. So I'll probably be putting these into like a gallon pot. Oh goodness, I'm seeing another thing coming up. So there's another sprout right there coming up next to that tomato, you guys. So yeah, things are coming up now in here. It's getting a little bit warm again in here. The sun is really warm. This is how, oops, that's blurry. Sorry, guys. This is how my honey tangerine is looking. It has the new growth, but the growth was really like this pale green color, whereas these other leaves used to be like a super dark green. And so I don't know what's going on with it, but this year this is going to be staying outdoors for the winter, and I will not be bringing it indoors for the winter. So got a lot of growth just on this side, so I'm hoping that these other sections that are starting to grow will catch up. So yeah, that's how it's looking. These ones are looking really pale yellow, and then these ones are a little bit more green. So I'm seeing a little bit more green veins coming in on them, so I'm hoping that that pops out of whatever funk it's in. Maybe I need to repot it or something. And then down here, this is how my pink grapefruit is looking, and it's putting on some new growth, so that's good. And let's see, oops, I forgot to take off one of the covers. I'm not using the rocks anymore, so that's the Victorian rhubarb. I'm excited about that. I'll be able to sell some of the rhubarb starts in the future, not right away. I'm gonna wait until they get a little bigger. Oh man, the wind. And then this is the tray that one of the trays the rats got into that has the squashes and the cucumbers planted in. On this end I have, it looks like California Wonder Bell peppers planted down on this side. So nothing yet. And then this was the cucumber munchers, and the rats did get into it, but I know they didn't eat all of the seeds because I've seen some pop up out of the soil, and I've poked them back down in, and they hadn't germinated yet. And that was just like yesterday. Like, here's a seed right here, and it's not germinated yet. It's a whole one. So yeah, the rats didn't get them all, so I'm gonna poke that down in. That's a cucumber muncher. I really want to grow some of the longer cucumbers, but I'll do the munchers this year. Something's happening over there. Okay, down here I've got those little Mexican sour gherkins, so hopefully these will come up. I will be excited to try these this year. I've seen other people try them and they seem really cool. Back here I've got my coneflower, my echinacea, so that's how it's looking. I've got some arugula and some tomatoes that have come up in this. Again, this was another victim of the what you call it of the my brain, all the wind, of when the greenhouse flipped over from the wind before. And then I don't know what these are, but they came up in the pot too, and a bug got to this leaf, but it's not inhibiting the growth at all. So, and then I've got like, it looks like 3 really good arugula, red dragon arugulas that are going strong here. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Pardon me. Then right here, this is a cucumber muncher tray. The rats did get into this tray pretty good when I had it in the greenhouse before. And then, let's see. And here are the other seeds that came up. They're looking really great. So excited about that. And now they're starting to get more green because they were in the house when they were coming up, so they didn't like the sun when I brought them out. And then here's the one tray that's got the Enjoya pepper seeds. Now, I have done some research, and the Enjoya, that was a fluke plant that they actually are cloning. And so these are most likely going to be either a yellow or a red bell pepper, which I'm completely okay with that. And if we end up with a stripy, then I'll save the seeds from just the stripy, you know. So we'll see. But then, you know, all the cross-pollination and that sort of thing. So whether or not you get another one, hey. But for the most part, it doesn't sound like the seeds have, they haven't like stabilized a seed that has the stripy effect to it, at least not yet. So yeah, everything's looking good. It looks like another Enjoya is coming up right here. And then these are golden beets, and I do have top girl. I've got a top girl coming up here. I got another one here now finally. So it looks like this week will be the peppers weeks to come out of the soil. So I should be seeing long thin cayenne and Tabasco. And I have a feeling I'm gonna want to pound in some more stabilizers for this greenhouse. It's kind of loud. All right, so down here I've got the okay, I'm really glad I'm in the greenhouse right now so I can hold this down. So this is the down here on this tray I have my golden berries. These ones will be for sale. And then I've got my starters that made those babies right there. And my jackfruit trees down on the bottom. And then my gooseberries over on this side. Blueberries, more jackfruit, and look at that. It's sprouting off to the side, away from the plant. So there's that, looking good. Some of the leaves don't like it so well, but it is acclimating to outside. So once they start looking pretty again, and perking up a little bit more, then I'll probably end up selling them or what have you. Yeah, the leaves aren't liking, but this top leaf is fine. So yeah, and then my lemon verbena is looking good. So we'll just have to watch them. And then my beets and my other, whatever they are. The kohlrabi on this side, and I got white kohlrabi on this side. On this side I've got purple kohlrabi, and then right here are those brown cherry tomatoes seeds, so I'm looking forward to that. Not sure why this side hasn't sprouted yet, but I do have plenty, so that's all good. Lone tomato, and then my herbs down here that haven't come up yet that I planted earlier. And then this one is the that fake garlic right there. You guys, I still don't know what this is. And I believe that is not a leek. I think that's grass. So the leeks have not come up at all, you guys. I'm really bummed. So, and that's how the onions are looking. So I think I'll probably remove the lid now off of there. The rats never bothered this one. I'll actually just set it on top of this one for now. And then I've got this tomato here. that I just moved in, and it's planted with some banana seeds and some palm dwarf seedlings that haven't come up at all. They've been in that pot for like a year now. So anyways, you guys, thanks for coming along. Comment, like, and subscribe. Click that bell button, and as always, have a wonderful day. And before we go, I didn't even point out this one. This one is the cinnamon basil, and I've got 3 that have popped up so far that I'm seeing. Okay, you guys, have a wonderful day. God bless. Bye.